feeling after such a dominant victory?
I feel good. I feel just relieved, really. I took a bad loss, very fast loss on my last fight, so coming out with this win and this one makes me feel really good. I really didn't care how many rounds I had to go. If I had to go to decision, I was determined to come out victorious.
And was that part of your game plan, working all that ground and pound?
Yeah, I mean, that's always been my bread and butter and what I'm known for. Just, my manager, I think I even said this in another interview, jokingly calls them my frozen turkey fist, my lunch boxes, as he calls them. So, but I think that's kind of my calling, is when I get on the ground and I just start throwing thunder down. It's hard for them to come back from that. So, just ground in general was, I think we were feeling was going to be my strong point. I know that her background in grappling is not as far advanced as mine. I mean, I still have a lot of improvements myself, of course, but I wasn't in it. I didn't doubt that she was going to be ready for that, working on that, and that her camp was going to try to get her prepared to battle back against my ground. But we knew that if with just a few things to keep me there and keep strong position and keep her pressured and keep her having to really fight just to get back up, it was going to be what would end up winning that fight. So.
And did you think the fight was about to get stopped any earlier? Watching the fight, you were landing some beautiful ground and pound, some really heavy elbows. The ref kept getting closer and closer. It looked like he was about to stop it. I just want to see if you noticed any of that.
Well, I listen for what the ref is saying. If he tells her, I need you to move, and I mean, it's kind of like you got one shot, or you got one chance, second chance, it's your third warning, and then it's over. And usually by the third warning, it doesn't take long for you. They're like, I'm going to stop this fight. But I could feel her moving. I could feel her turning. I could feel her trying. So I knew that I just had to keep making the shots count, because even though they were hitting her, I knew she wasn't done yet, and I knew she was still fighting back. So it was just a matter of every time it was there, land them, and just, keep her from trying to fight back. And I mean, I knew she was fighting back. I knew she would fight back, and the ref wasn't saying a whole lot at the beginning, but as it got toward the end and she was eating more and more, I saw the ref intervening and talking to her and telling her, you need to move, and I knew that it was going to come to an end very soon. I just had to keep it up.
And so during the fight, there was like a wardrobe malfunction or something where they had to change out the shorts. Did that at all bother you, or did that do anything psychologically to you?
No. I mean, I think it threw me off a little bit in the sense I had to stop. I didn't understand why, and I knew she wasn't hurt. I knew she didn't have a cut or anything major. The fight hadn't really gotten that deep yet. Excuse me. And he said stop, and then he said wardrobe, and he pulled her to the side, and she kind of started messing with the front of her shorts, and I was looking, I'm like, what's wrong? And then they put a different pair on her real quick, and he came over and said she blew out the back end of her shorts. And I thought that was ironic, because I actually sent one of my coaches back up to my hotel room to get my compression shorts, because I forgot to bring them down. And we were making jokes about, if you wouldn't want that to happen, my shorts rip, and we gave everybody more of a show than what we intended to, but it ended up happening to her. So it was almost it was strange. It was almost like a predictive situation, but it didn't happen to me. So I felt bad for her, because that is embarrassing, and I think that might throw the other person off and be kind of that humiliation a little bit, because that's a lot of eyes on you to have something like that happen. So I felt bad for her, but they were quick to be like, here's some shorts, we'll tie you up real quick, and I don't feel like it threw her off any really. She stayed in there, she stayed tough, she kept doing what she was doing in the beginning, and I just that sucks. I mean, I hope that wasn't a sponsor who gave her those shorts, because she might want to rethink. Go to Clinch Gear, I like their shorts, so that I haven't had any wardrobe problems with them. But I felt bad for her in that sense. I hope that that wasn't a sponsor's shorts, because they're gonna have to rethink their design. A bunch of Chinese-made crap.
And what are you gonna do to celebrate such a dominant victory?
I've got some friends in there. I got my friend Kendrick Bad Sensei Williams in there right now waiting for me. He's from the Louisiana area, and Zach Albright. They're both friends of mine from back times I've spent time in Louisiana and Shreveport training with them. My friend Candy Arellano and Katie Spoo are in there. I had some friends come up from the areas of Texas and Louisiana and come visit. We're just going to go eat, watch the rest of the fights, and just relax and enjoy each other's company, because I don't get to see them very often. So just going to spend time with my friends and with my coaches. I got my new coach, Pablo Alfonso from Warrior Camp, it's my first fight with him, and then my coach Enoch Wilson from Animals MMA, and my strength and conditioning coach Tony Gracia from Industrial Strength. This is my last fight with them because I'm going to be moving to Spokane or Coeur d'Alene area where Warrior Camp's at. And as I was talking about this before in a small interview, I am doing a camp switch just for certain reasons, you know, getting out of Oregon and going to a bigger team and having again, just life changes and stuff. My team at Animals MMA has gotten real small. You know, nothing bad's happened. We downsized. You know, people get married, they have kids, they move on, things like that. I'm really the only pro in my gym, and just, you know, it's time for me to grow with my career. So my manager Jason Ellis of Relentless Sports Management and Marketing, he knows Pablo because he manages Daniel Swain from their gym. So he introduced me to them and got me to go out there to their gym, and I really enjoyed it. Great team, great atmosphere. Pablo is a wonderful coach. His wife is really good with the PR work, and she cares a lot about the fighters. So this was a bittersweet fight, you know, to say goodbye to my old team and say hello to my new one. So we're all just going to celebrate and spend time together because, you know, this will be the last fight that I have with them. So just quality time with my loved ones.
And who would you like next?
Oh gosh, I don't even know how to answer that. I don't really care. You know, I think I am disappointed in what happened in my last fight against Arlene Blenko. You know, I really felt like I wasn't able to really fight and display what I can do, and I got put out real quickly. So, you know, one day I hope for a rematch with her, but I feel like she's really surmounting her goals right now and working toward that belt and everything. So that might be, you know, kind of in the distant future later on. So I mean, as far as who I want next, really doesn't matter to me. You know, I love fighting for Bellator. I love being here, so it's just, you know, I'll just take another fight. I want the holidays to get out of the way first. I want to be able to enjoy my Thanksgiving and my Christmas and stuff like that, so we'll pick it up next year at the beginning and see what happens.
And I'd like to get your thoughts on the 145-pound female belt between Julia Budd and Chris Cyborg. Who do you think is going to win that fight?
Oh, man, I don't even... Julia Budd has improved so much over the years, and I've watched the rankings, and it seems like Cyborg has sat at number 1 for a long time, and Julia Budd's been number 2 for a long time. So I think that's going to fuel her to want to just take that belt so she can be at that number 1 spot, because she's sat at number 2 for years, I've noticed, and it's always been Cyborg number 1, boom, you know. So I don't know. I just hope for a really good fight. I hope for a really good display from both of them, because Bellator is really building the 145 division very strong. I know we just signed Kat Zingano. That's exciting. She's awesome, and you know, it kind of makes me happy to see us taken from the UFC and bringing all the girls over here, because it's great over here. You know, we're treated very well, very fairly. We're paid good, and you know, I don't have any complaints. So I can't wait to see that fight between two really, really good athletes. And I personally do like to see belts change hands, but I mean, I don't know. It would be kind of cool to see Julia Budd keep that belt and take that top spot as the best in the world, because Cyborg's had it for a very long time. Even in her absence, when she came back, she still seemed to kind of gain that title as being one of the baddest women out there. So it would be kind of neat to see that title change, or to see the title of, you know, the toughest one change individuals, and Julia maybe retain that belt and whatnot, and just. I feel like, you know, when things don't change, it takes away from everybody else having the chance to get eyes on them. So I just, you know, I don't know. I guess I'll lean more towards Julia, just because, again, I like to see a change in the sport and a change in champions and notoriety. But I'm just hoping for a good fight, that it puts more eyes on Bellator, because that just means good things for all of us. So I'm just hoping to see a good one.